You can't even focus properly, and you think you can create something worth remembering? Conrad Hall sneered, leaning against the classroom's whiteboard, arms crossed, eyes sharp and condescending. He pointed at Ethan's camera like it had personally offended him. Ethan gripped his lens, calmness in his posture belying the fire simmering inside. "Watch me show you what real photography looks like." The students around them froze. Every sound, pencil tapping, page rustling, seemed to vanish. The classroom's air thickened, charged with anticipation of either triumph or humiliation. Earlier that semester, the sunlight streaming through the tall windows of a Boston classroom illuminated stacks of notebooks and cameras strewn across tables. Conrad had always been the top student, celebrated for his technical precision and perfectionist eye. Ethan, quieter, often overlooked, struggled to get attention. "You've barely adjusted your focus. How do you expect to capture anything meaningful?" Conrad's words sliced through the room like a scalpel. "I've already adjusted it," Ethan replied, his tone soft but unwavering. Conrad laughed, a sound devoid of warmth. "A few lucky shots don't make a photographer. Real photography, people remember it. You can't even master the basics." Ethan lifted his head, gaze locking with Conrad's. "The results will speak for themselves." A hush settled over the classroom. The sunlight angled perfectly, casting Ethan's camera in a halo-like beam. In that moment, he felt a fire ignite, not for vanity, but to prove that his persistence and vision were worth more than approval. Conrad stepped closer, fingers trembling slightly with a mixture of rage and disbelief. "You really think you can surpass me?" Ethan's voice was steady, calm. "I don't aim to surpass you. I aim to capture truth." The classmates exchanged glances. Sunlight glinted off camera lenses, notebooks, and Conrad's polished watch, highlighting the unspoken declaration that a new chapter was beginning. Months later, the fog-laden docks of San Francisco stretched before Ethan, stretching to the horizon where the gray water merged with the morning mist. Wooden planks creaked under his boots as he crouched low, lens trained on dock workers. Every movement, the lift of a crate, the bend of a back, was frozen in time. "Maybe switch lenses, better light for this," Parker whispered, his breath visible in the cold morning air. Ethan shook his head. "I can't miss this moment." Rain dripped from the eaves, splashing the planks in crisp, rhythmic taps. Each click of the shutter was a small triumph, a promise kept to himself, a proof that persistence can outweigh doubt. A worker bent to tie his boots. Rain streaked down the eaves, hitting the wooden boards with delicate percussion. Ethan's finger pressed the shutter. In that instant, the world froze, a perfect intersection of patience, observation, and instinct. "You're stubborn," Parker muttered. "The light isn't perfect." Ethan smiled faintly. "Perfection doesn't matter. Reality does." Days later, an email from Erica Bell, a renowned gallery curator, appeared in Ethan's inbox. The words blurred as excitement surged through him. Someone finally saw the world as he did, not through his mistakes, but through his vision. Their first meeting was in a sunlit loft in Soma, exposed brick walls and industrial windows giving the space a raw honesty that mirrored Ethan's work. Erica flipped through his portfolio. "What do you want people to feel?" she asked, brow raised. Ethan paused. "The streets as they are. Unpolished. Honest." Her smile was approving. "You have the courage to stay true to your vision." "I like that." A warmth spread through Ethan's chest. For the first time, he felt understood. More than that, validated. His path, long, lonely, and doubted, was the right one. During the weeks leading up to the exhibition, Ethan meticulously arranged prints on large boards. Each choice was deliberate, every angle deliberate. Erica lingered on a Night Street series. "You want the viewers to feel this chaos." Ethan nodded. "Life is chaotic. That's what makes it real." Her eyes softened with concern. "Don't you worry they won't understand?" "Understanding isn't the goal," he said. "Authenticity is." Long nights spent tweaking the display, sharing coffee, exchanging glances created a quiet bond between Ethan and Erica. Their connection deepened with each shared moment, each shared vision. Meanwhile, Conrad loitered in a corner, his expression stiff, eyebrows tight. Arrogance had always defined him, but now a shadow of doubt crept in. Street photography? What can he possibly achieve? He muttered under his breath. Ethan caught his glance and allowed himself a subtle smile. Conrad was still watching, still powerless. The night before the exhibition, Ethan roamed the city, rain-slicked alleys in Chinatown, crumbling warehouses in the Mission District, dimly lit subway platforms. Every shutter press was a silent rebuke to those who had ever doubted him. He crouched to photograph an elderly woman lifting grocery bags. Neon signs reflected in puddles. Steam rose from manhole covers. Rain seeped through his shoes, but he barely noticed. Even if no one else sees it, I will stay true, he whispered to himself. Parker observed in quiet admiration. Every shot feels alive. You capture the breath of the city. Ethan merely nodded, his eyes never leaving the lens. Every image was a testament, a message, a declaration. Opening night. Ethan stood backstage, gripping his award tightly. Tonight, he whispered, I'll silence every doubter. Conrad, immaculate in a tailored suit, surveyed the room. Cold skepticism masked a simmering unease. Street photography? Rainy alleys, shabby docks. What could this possibly win? Ethan turned, eyes locking on him. The results will speak for themselves. The host announced the winner. Ethan ascended the stage. Applause crashed over him, relentless. He held up the trophy, voice steady and unwavering. Persistence, dedication, authenticity, no bias could defeat them. Conrad's face paled, hands trembling. Impossible, he's still the same student. Whispers rippled through the crowd. I never imagined he could reach this level. Erica squeezed Ethan's hand. You did it. They see you now. Ethan smiled quietly. Not just victory, it's proof of years of relentless effort. He gestured to his work on the gallery walls. Every subway reflection, every warehouse shadow, these aren't just images. They're life, breath, reality. Conrad's eyes flicked between the images, the applause, the award. His voice cracked. It can't be. Ethan replied calmly. I just did what I needed to do. The results are right here. Flashes lit the room. Claps thundered. The student once underestimated now stood undeniable. Months later, Ethan and Erica opened a photography studio in an old warehouse. Sunlight poured through tall windows, illuminating red brick walls and polished wooden floors. Every beam of light highlighted shadows and textures, mirroring the honesty of their work. Erica gestured to a wall of images. These tell our story. Ethan followed her hand. Every moment worth remembering. She leaned on his shoulder. You taught me to believe in truth. He smiled down at her. And you taught me collaboration makes us stronger. Together, we're unstoppable. Conrad never returned. He knew. The one he once dismissed had become unshakable, undeniable. Outside, streetlights flickered. The wind brushed curtains gently. And somewhere, quietly, the city seemed to applaud persistence, courage, and unwavering commitment.